I'm just going to start the recording. Hello, beauties. Welcome to Hormone Breakthrough Wednesday. Let's just arrive for a moment here. Just move your body with me.
My day is on the run. I'm not sure what I'm
Oh,
getting back for all the
shoulders.
work that I have done. There's something that I've noticed. There's a sparkle in my smile. There's a diamond waiting in the rough, and it's been there all the while. I know that it's no secret to live life for today. I found it hard to shine, but now I found my way. I've got the magic in my heart. I've got to ask for what I want. Speak my mind and let it shine. There is a goddess within. I've got the passion and the spark. It's my time to make the mark. Beautiful and full of life. There is a confidence about me. The scale keeps creeping up. I feel I've lost my way. I want to feel alive again. I want to have a say. What happened to my dreams? Remember way back when? I feel like I've lost my mind. It's time for me to shine. I know that it's no secret to live life for today. I found it hard to shine, but now I found my way. I've got the magic in my heart. I've got to ask for what I want. Speak my mind and let it shine. There is a goddess within. I've got the passion and the spark. It's my time to make the mark. Beautiful and full of life. There is a confidence about me.
Oh, so beautiful. It's so great to be here with you today. I am in my brand new home. It's not brand new, but it's brand new to me. And we're just down here visiting it for the first time. We're moving to near Santa Barbara, California. It's an area called Carpinteria, just south of Santa Barbara. And it's kind of moving home for me. I grew up in Santa Barbara, so I'm pretty excited about it. We're just spending a couple of days here. Not going to do the reset from here, but we will be moving after the reset is over. And we're so excited. The ocean view is incredible. It's just so sunny and so beautiful. And I'll give you a tour maybe next time. And so I actually forgot some of my makeup. And so we're kind of camping here and it's kind of fun. But we just arrived and we're on an adventure. It's an adventure. And that's kind of how I see Robin's Hormone Reset. It's an adventure. And adventures are my favorite thing. They're just my favorite thing ever. I don't know. It's like you just don't know what's going to happen. There's a little bit of risk involved. It's exciting. It's different. There's change. There's opportunity. You know, you get to see all these things. This house is actually pretty old that I'm in. I think it was built maybe in the 1950s. So it's not super old, but it's pretty old. And they just kind of gave it a kiss. They touched it up a little bit. And of course, you know, some things are really cool. Some things aren't, like the floor in the kitchen slopes a little bit, you know, which I think is hysterical, but I don't really notice it. Yeah, it's just kind of cool. But adventures are kind of for me, they're like the breath of life, right? They add real life to our journey. So I am so excited that Robin's Hormone Reset is coming right up. It starts on Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days. Oh my goodness. We have over 400 ladies registered. Congratulations if you signed up, and congratulations if you've done it before and you're doing it again, because that's how we stay on track with our health. So if you're joining me live or you're watching the replay, pound replay, hashtag replay, then put in, yes, I'm joining the reset. So whether you've joined for the very first time, this time, or whether you're doing it again, post right here. Yes. I want to see all the ladies who are joining in. And today's topic, I just love today's topic because it's powerful. It's so powerful. So the topic is, what if you wait a year? So we're really good. I was really good at putting things off. Well, right now is not a good time, right? Have you ever said that? Right now is not a good time. The fact is, there is never a good time to take charge of your health. There's never a good time to say yes to you, to make time for you, because life is busy, and it's busy now more than ever. So, the reset used to be, eliminate anxiety, lose weight, and boost your immunity. And this one is the same, but we have boost your energy, because we know that when we have energy, that our metabolism is so much better. But here's the deal. The pandemic, COVID, the, Omicron, if I'm saying that correctly, variant, right, is more powerful now than ever. From what I've heard from NPR, the hospitals are just filled again, which is crazy to me. And so we are not through this by any means. And it's really important for us to understand that the power of our health is in our hands. If you agree with that, give me a thumbs up or give me a heart, right? The power of our health is in our hands. I mean, we have learned that now more than ever over these past 2 years. Oh my gosh. So we've got to say yes to ourselves right now. So think about some of the health challenges that you have going on. I'd like you to post, up to 3 here. Like, what are your top 3 health challenges? What are your top 3 health challenges? Just post them right here. And let's love up on each other. When another woman posts, please, instead of liking her comment, could you love it? Because that's getting us ready for Robin's Hormone Reset. That's what the reset is all about. We absolutely love on each other every single day, because that's how we can heal. So list your top 3 health challenges here in the comments. And then I want us to love up on each other. And I want you to just sit with that for a minute. Just sit with that in your body, those top 3 health challenges. Like, let's put our hands on our hearts. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to really sit in that for a minute. Like, what does it really mean to you to feel so tired, to have this constant struggle with weight gain, to have brain fog so that you can barely get through the day? Like, it's just so hard to think clearly. Yeah. Acne, what does it feel like to have acne on your face? What does it feel like to constantly go in and out of hot and cold, right? Hot flashes, and then you get cold, and then you break out in a sweat, and your body temperature just can't get regulated no matter what you do. Or maybe you're sitting in, insomnia. You just can't get a good night's sleep. So you're just tired and you're craving all the time. You're craving carbohydrates, you're craving sugar, and you just can't get enough. What does that feel like? Yeah. And now I want you to think a year from now, right? If you take no action, so you don't do anything, you keep on with your busy schedule, you keep ignoring what your body is trying to tell you. What does life look like in a year? It's not very far out. Look how fast these 2 years have gone. What does life look like for you in just 1 year? I want you to feel into that. How does that feel for you? Does it get you excited? Or does it make you really, really sad? Yeah. I lost both my parents a year ago. My beautiful mother in love is really struggling right now. She's going to be 91 in a week and a half. Can you believe that? And she still walks like, I don't know, 8 miles a week and still has some, her friends and still reads a lot, but the decline is happening pretty fast. And you can imagine at 91 that could happen. But life goes so fast. And if you talk to any of your elderly relatives, they will tell you that. They can't believe how quickly it's gone. So I invite you to not wait for the perfect right time. I invite you not to wait for the perfect right time, but to say yes to yourself now. Because when you say yes to yourself, your genes automatically start expressing themselves for the better immediately. You're already healing when you say yes to self-care, when you say yes to yourself. Isn't that incredible? So there's another question that is also a good question for right now. So if I don't do anything right now, what will life be like in a year, right? And then, let's see, it's the if not now, then when, right? And what I invite you to think about is what you'll learn in Robin's Hormone Reset is all those things that you need to actually sustain you forever. So one of my clients said, this is the very first year ever that she hasn't looked for the next program or the next diet. Isn't that incredible? The very first year ever. Like that is enormous. And I can so relate to that with every cell in my body because I was doing a diet every January because every year I felt it was my fault that I wasn't successful. That's crazy, right? I think it's the definition of insanity, actually. But I know like so many of us women have done that. Have you done that? Yeah, just comment right here. Have you dieted pretty much every January for your entire life? Oh my gosh, for decades I did that. But I always thought it was my fault. I always thought I wasn't trying hard enough, or I just didn't have enough willpower. So I thought this year is going to be different. That's what I would tell myself. This year is going to be different. I don't know why I thought that. And so for years now, for decades now, I haven't had to do anything special in January with my health, except for continue doing what I've been doing. So that's what I want to teach you and show you the hormonal impact of all the things that you're doing in your life and how if you just make some small shifts, you could feel so much better and you could actually sustain it. So I have a couple of guests on who I want to share with you. I'm going to bring one of them on right now, and they're going to tell you a little bit of how they did it, because I think that there's nothing more inspiring and showing possibility than when someone tells you their story. So I'm going to bring on beautiful Deanna first, because I know she has to run. She has to pick up her daughter. So Deanna, I'm going to bring you on, beautiful woman. And while Deanna is coming on, there you are. Oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. So beautiful. You just have to unmute yourself. Can you see the button there?
I hit the button a couple times.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a little bit last minute and you squeezed us in.
Yes, I'm geared up to like go walk after today because it's gonna be 43 degrees versus like 20, 10, 30.
Yeah, well, you look like you're a little bit bundled up, but yeah, 43 is probably super warm for you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if my internet connection is very strong here. I'm in a new place. So I'll just let you talk. So Deanna, can you tell us which reset you did?
Well, I did every single one. The first one I did, which was my game changer, life changer, was the May 2020.
So you did the very first one. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. The very first one. And why did you join? What were your major health challenges at that point?
Well, I was in a really, really bad place. And I was completely overwhelmed by life and everything. And I was taking care of everybody else, and I couldn't even possibly take care of myself. And it went to a whole new level of really having to take care of everyone else. And then I finally was like, I can't live like this. And I said, I have to do something. And so, funny enough, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I want to say probably like back in 2014, like I remember seeing you and Annika Becca come on some things that I had watched. So
Oh,
when it came up, I'm like, oh, I'm totally doing Robin's
that's
Hormone Reset.
amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's so awesome. So give us some very specific health challenges.
So I had, kind of like an onset of high blood pressure. And I, obviously the natural thing with the cholesterol. And I had gained so much weight because I was so stressed out and not sleeping well or eating as good as I could. And then just, the basic thing of I got to the point where like my ankles would be swollen. My joints were painful, and even my one ankle would be very sensitive too. And I was at the point where I've never wanted to be on any more medication than I had to, because I had thyroid playing into all of that too. And so I always was like, well, I'm kind of on the verge of like menopause as well as the thyroid issue. So those were kind of the big things that I knew I wanted to do more about too, and all those other things playing in. And then I was getting this like whiteheads. I would sweat, I'd get whiteheads all over my forehead, and just it was awful. And one time my husband, literally, I was like, oh my God, I'm like, what's going on? So I buy headbands for every time I play tennis, because I thought, well, if I keep the heat off, there'll be no big deal. And none of it worked. And the dermatologist, wanted to give me something, and I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right. I remember that
it was a lot.
Yeah. I remember that you were a tennis player, that you are a tennis player, because we definitely have that in common. We just change of view here. And so you were suffering from kind of borderline high blood pressure, a lot of weight gain. You were noticing some inflammation, especially with the, the white things that were coming on your head. And
Yeah.
and you weren't sleeping well. So I'm imagining that you were pretty tired.
Yes, I was completely exhausted, and I couldn't get enough sleep, because it was like staying up to take care of my family, and then my mother-in-law on top of it. And, and then, a big major, family kid issue that, just took all the more resources,
Yeah. 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 And so you said, hell yes, I want to do this. You knew me from before. Most ladies don't.
Right.
And so what is, just share with us. So even just over the reset, like what are some of the things that you started noticing?
Well, for me, a big thing was I was constantly always feeling full. And I loved how, when I changed how I was eating, that I literally actually would feel hungry. And it's like, oh, I forgot what that used to feel like. Because I think probably I was probably doing some emotional eating too, not just paying attention at all. And so I ended up, losing, I think I don't know, I want to say maybe the first year, or within at least the first 6 months, I ended up losing 45 pounds. I mean, I still have more weight that I need to shed, but just that big start was huge. And my cholesterol, I dropped probably like 60 points when I look back on, my tests. And then just feeling better in general. Like it was hard for me. Like I was super conscious of saying, there's no way I'm going to play tennis every day, because I'll hurt myself. And I went from playing maybe once every 2 or 3 days to, I could do every other day. And then, oh, look, I just played 5 days in a row. How did I do that?
Wow.
And feeling super strong and coming back,
Yeah.
it was just a great feeling, because that was my out.
Yes, that is so incredible. So incredible. And your skin is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And actually, the funny thing is I actually thought my first score, the highest was 83, but then I double checked and it was 63. And so coming into this one, I'm not quite where I want to be, but on all of them, I had dropped quite a bit, and it's my lowest start. And I want to say like 25. So,
Wow. That's awesome. So,
and to
we're
feel
going to do
so
this.
much better.
Yeah, this
Sorry.
reset's going to be a little bit different in that we're going to do a hormone assessment every day on a different hormone. And then at the end, we're going to do the complete hormone assessment so that you get to see where you ended up with everything. It's only 7 days, so it's a lot shorter, which
Right.
means that we've got to really embrace these things quickly, right? Because life's
Yes.
back in session. So, so great. So what would you say to a woman who is just not sure if this is the right time for her, or if that this is the right program for her?
Well, based on everything that I've experienced and all the friends I've been talking to lately, we're all literally talking about the whole big thing that it's like, we have to do it now. No one else is going to do it for us. We have to say yes to ourselves, because the same old adage, right? You put your oxygen mask on first, you help other people, you take care of yourself, and then you're able to do more for yourself and help others. And it just feels so much better, when you're feeling good. I mean, I even inspired my husband, to take his next challenges. So he's lost all of his weight, but he went a totally different route, but he's eating well. And so we can both eat together.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And, well, we women end up bringing a lot of people with us when we find something that we really love that works for us. Yeah.
We do. And, you can't put a price really on your health. I would, it's like going the route of getting more medication never solves anything, and trying to, really look at what I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is realizing that we have so many more choices that we can make to change things, and figuring out what our big why is, will help make that choice easier.
Yeah.
Because do you want to go down the route of more medicine? Oh, it's easier. No, yeah, maybe easier. And then you got to do the next pill and the next pill to take care of the next thing. I saw that with so many people, and I was just bound and determined. I'm like, that's not the way I want to go. So
I love that. I love that you had that fortitude and vision, right? Fortitude and vision to say, this is what I want for myself. Yeah. And oh my gosh, just dropping the 60 points in cholesterol is fantastic. Congratulations. It's a big deal.
Yeah, thank you. It's huge.
Yeah. All right, well, let's give Deanna a big kiss. Mwah. And thank you so much for joining us today. Big hearts for Deanna. And you will see her in the reset. She's quite an advocate and quite an amazing supporter. That's why I had her on today, because she's always just loving up on everyone. So I just really, really appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you in the reset.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, bye, Deanna.
Bye.
All right, super amazing. Yeah, super amazing. All right, so now I'm going to bring on another beautiful woman today. Oh my gosh. And we have a picture that we're going to share with you, kind of a before and after. Her name is, hold on just a second. Let me invite her in. Her name is Laura Johnson, and I have this gorgeous picture. In fact, she's right there. You can sort of see her picture right there. That's her after picture, since she looks so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. There you are. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
So great to be here with you.
Oh, nice to be with you too. This is exciting. Fun.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just want to share, let me share your before and after here, just so that the ladies can get a little bit of an idea. So there's a little bit of a before and after. She just has a real twinkle in her eye on the right, doesn't she? A real twinkle. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So Laura, how long ago did you do the reset, or which was the first one that you did?
So it was May of last year, May of 2021, right? Yep.
Okay. So about, I don't know, like 7 months ago or something like that.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay. So how did you end up joining the reset? Was it through a Facebook ad?
it was. Yes, I saw it on Facebook, and it just, as the universe does, it came at the right time. I was struggling with some things, just like we all are at some point in our lives, and had been a PCOS struggler as well, with very few answers, and wish that I would have found your program years ago for that purpose. But I saw it and I thought, I got to try one more thing.
Well, you are clearly ready, right, for this, because, it comes up when we're ready, for sure. So where are you joining in from? Where in the world?
I live in Detroit, Michigan,
Okay, so not too far.
a suburb of Detroit. So
Okay. Oh, lovely. All right. So share with us some of your challenges before you started the reset. And if you have your beginning score and your ending score too, that would be awesome to share.
okay, yeah, so I came in overweight. I just that picture you can see, puffy and tired and overweight. And digestion was terrible. I was eating Tums just along with every meal, and had them in my car and had them by my bed, and just basic aches and pains. I was a competitive figure skater, and I'm 57 now. So they said, well, that kind of goes with age, and that's me 40 years ago, in that picture back there.
Oh, that's so amazing. Wow.
And then borderline diabetic. And so a year ago, we were in the midst of, and we still are in the midst of COVID, and diabetes was something that they were saying COVID kind of targeted. And so I thought, I got to do something with my health, and I don't want to end up with diabetes. My mother was type 2 diabetic. And so my beginning score was 70.
Okay.
And then do you want to know my score after the 15 days?
Yes, we sure do. What was it after the 15? Just 15 days, right? What was it after 15 days?
26.
Oh my gosh, 70 to 26. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, so every single point on that hormone assessment, which is the complete hormone assessment, we're going to do a little bit different on this reset. Every single point is a symptom. So when she went from 70 to 26, let's see how good I am with math here. That's 4 plus 40. That's 44 symptoms that improved in 15 days. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, you're just a rock star. You're amazing. Okay.
No, you are.
So share with us. So you said you were overweight. What else were you experiencing? Puffiness?
The puffiness, the aches, and just the aches and pains. I knew that was inflammation, and then my diabetic numbers. I was measuring my glucose every once in a while, and I was pre-diabetic, but very borderline. In fact, one of the readings was into diabetes. So I was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so smart. We've had a lot of ladies ask if this is a good program for diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And it's like a foundational program for type 2 diabetes, for anything, right? For any chronic health condition, it is a foundational program. And I say for women, but it's actually for everybody. It's just that it's, when we get ourselves on board, then, our families follow along. So I have to get the ladies in the household, because they actually make 85% of the healthcare decisions in the family. 85%.
Really?
Yeah, it's enormous, right? I mean, yeah. How often do men initiate, going to the doctor or a new health plan, or it's just not very common, right? It's I can do it myself. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know the mentality behind it, but something like that. So it's really important. And the other statistic is 80% of women suffer from hormone imbalances. And, I shared my story a couple of days ago in the Hormone Reset group. I share it new every time. I get to relive all of my health challenges every time. And oh my gosh, like Who would have thought that things like, receding gums and, receding enamel on my teeth and, rough elbows and, digestive problems were related to hormones? Right? Never would have guessed that. But as soon as I got more and more and more and more balanced, all of those things resolved. Crazy. So tell us some of the symptoms that really improved for you. Like, what did you start noticing?
So probably first, the digestion improved, and it was getting rid of the coffee. It was the gluten, and it was also, I think, a little thing, and that was not drinking when I ate. I used to eat and drink and eat and drink and eat and drink, and that one thing you suggested was, leave all the liquids, just let your digestion, that dilutes things. And I think that alone made a huge difference, and it was right away. And then the weight started releasing pretty quickly. But the other thing I noticed was the inflammation going down, and my joints just feeling better, and the ankles didn't feel as sore, and the hips weren't as sore, and all that thing that they say is just aging just wasn't happening anymore. So it's not just aging, and so then you get really excited about what more you can do. And I think by the end of the 15 days, it may have taken a little bit longer than that, but the glucose numbers started to be normal. And that really kind of hit me in the face. Wow. And that was all because of this program, that happened, because they were abnormal for years.
That's absolutely incredible. And it's life changing, right? Like, I've gained and lost hundreds of pounds over the years. But when you see your blood sugar numbers come down and it stays there, like, that's a game changer, right? And now when your blood sugar comes down and stays there, people say, oh, in the first week of a diet, oh, I just lost water weight, right? Like, that's a common thing that we say. But when you lose water weight, you're actually reducing inflammation. Like, I get goosebumps when I say that. Like, that is enormous, right? It's enormous. Like, people who are not well actually put on a lot of water weight. They actually have a lot of edema because they're so inflamed. And that's really what was happening to you.
Yep.
And then when you started shifting things from what you learned in the reset, right, all of a sudden your body started to heal, because our bodies are miraculous, right? We don't need extra things. We just need to take care of ourselves in the right way. That's it. You gave away a few secrets in the program. But here's the really cool thing. It's not new news to very many of us. But what is special is that for the first time in your life, you will learn the hormonal impact of some of these things. And so you might, I've heard this from so many ladies. I already knew that. I already tried it, but I just didn't believe it until I did your program.
No, your approach actually looks to it's the long term. So I've done, gluten-free challenges before. So, but with the mindset of a challenge, you think, okay, after 30 days, I don't have to do this anymore, And while I was doing this, about 5 months into it, because I joined your Natural Hormone Solutions after the 15 days,
Okay.
Which I've been a part of, I had a friend say, so how long are you going to do this? And I said, well, this is my life. This is how I live now. And I'm not 100% always doing the right thing, but he kind of looked at me and said, wow, that's kind of cool. And I said, because it's not a diet, it's not a challenge, it's a way of looking at what's right for me and what's good for me differently. So.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And that's your program. I mean, you create that mindset or help us to create that mindset. You help us to look at the whys, and then you start feeling better. You're more aware of how you're feeling, and you can really see the long-term.
Yeah, the long-term benefits. Yeah. And I think that, you know, for some of us, you know, we want to do something for a short time and then we want to stop doing it. And that's what's different about this program, is that we don't stop doing any of it. You know, you can always experiment, right? I'm sure you've done some experimenting and just see what you notice, right? Because when we take charge of our health, we're in charge. So we get to decide. But as you start to feel better, like Laura has, you stop experimenting so much. Because you get to feeling well and good energy, and you're actually happy for the first time in a long time, and you just don't want to mess with that. Yeah. So Laura, what would you say to a woman who is deciding whether to join Robin's Hormone Reset?
I think probably one of the main things is that it is a natural approach. So it's not, you don't have to do anything weird. It's just changing the way you look at how you eat, and it's a very natural approach. So you've got the science behind it. So it's each time you get together in the days of the reset, you're learning something really significant that you didn't know before. And what you come to the room with is so much knowledge and science behind why these things work or why they don't work and why they're getting in our way. So I think that's part of it. And, you know, one thing that I think was maybe an outcome that I didn't expect was how much I felt like, wow, I really care about myself, you know, and I love myself enough to do this. And I love the people who love me enough to do this. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things as women we forget, is that we need to do these things for ourselves. It might take time away from something else we might want to do a little bit of time, or it might take our attention away for a little bit. But in the long run, you know, the people we love benefit from it because we're better people for them. And like you said, it can expand and stretch into the family.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That is so beautifully said. I mean, how many of us actually say, I love myself? You know, I love myself enough to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said something else that was really profound, which was, you know, it may take time away from something else that we're doing. And here's the deal with that. Most of the things that we're doing during the day, we don't really want to be doing anyway. But we do it because we think we have to, or because of societal pressures, or whatever the issue is, right? So we have to advocate for ourselves, because no one else is going to advocate for you. No one, right? That's why I'm doing this, because being sick is a very lonely journey. Nobody can heal from that but you, or help you heal from that, right? We get a lot of sympathy, maybe some empathy, but then they're off doing their thing and you're stuck being sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's end it. Let's end it this year. We're not doing sick anymore, right? Whether it's, you know, chronic diseases or just, you know, the cold or the flu or whatever it is, let's just not do that anymore. Well, Laura, you are an incredible inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Are you going to join the reset this time?
I think so. I think after the holidays, it's nice to get back, have that extra boost in the mindset to get really back on track.
Yes, it's so great that you're in the Natural Hormone Solution program, because that's a fantastic program. So you get a lot of support there too. Yeah. All right.
Absolutely. And that's the other part of any of these, is the support that you're getting, not only from you and from your team, but each other.
From each other. Yeah.
Good community.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's give big hearts to Laura. Big hearts to Laura. Thank you so much. Big kisses for you. And we look forward to seeing you in the reset, if only to stop by and say hello.
Will do.
All right. Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. So lovely. So lovely. So what is one takeaway that you have received from either listening to Deanna or to Laura? You can see that, there are a lot of chronic health conditions that they were dealing with, right? A lot of them, like, borderline high blood pressure, diabetes. So those are what we call chronic diseases of aging. And you do not want to mess with those because it just morphs into more and more and more disease, right? And, weight gain, which is a sign that we're not taking care of our bodies as we could, right? So lots of inflammation happening, skin issues, horrible fatigue, really lack of energy, so many things. So what are a couple of those symptoms that you can relate to? You can post them here. What are a couple of those symptoms? And, when you join the reset, the very first thing that I want you to do is watch the welcome video and post your top 3 health goals, because what we focus on grows and we want those things to grow. So actually on our very first day, we're going to be talking about how we shift our perspective so that we can be super successful with reaching all of our health goals. We can totally do it. And I really encourage you to grab your VIP All Access Pass as well, because you'll get just extra special attention from myself and from my team. We have some, really lovely things going on. And the reset is so much fun. We have prizes every day, games every day. We have so much fun in there and so much love. And it's like, I don't know, it's like this beautiful tunnel that ends, I don't know, in an abalone shell, where we're just like these beautiful mermaids that come out the other side that feel like life is possible again. It's just so beautiful. So Lizette, will you please post the link for the reset here? And then I want you to bring your friends. So we have 2 incredible Bring a Friend contests going on. One is for the Natural Hormone Solution ladies and for all the reset ladies. And then we have one very special one for my private clients as well. So I just want to give you the leaderboard right now so that you can get in the game, because there is still so much room for you to jump right up to the top. So the Bring a Friend contest leaderboard is, first place is Chelsea Ellen, second place is Laura Kimball, third place is Gamsi Sentin Emil, oh my gosh, fourth place is Linda Merkel, fifth place is Kaylee Savage, sixth place is Louise Dawson, seventh place is Katie Stewart, and eighth place is Sydney Pocock. Oh my gosh, congratulations, ladies. Keep bringing friends, because we give, I think we give three prizes, and there are eight places right now. So 3 prizes, and that can shift really quickly. And then in my private program, my Heal Your Hormones program, first place is Tammy Schumacher right now. Second place is Carol Gatos. Third place is Martha Bennett. And fourth place is Nancy Banky. So way to go, ladies. We actually have had not been able to advertise on Facebook very much this time around, because our ad account was hacked into on Christmas Day. So we are really relying on our beautiful community to help us spread the word about this incredible program. And I think what makes it the best is our beautiful community. It's like just, all of these women, like-minded women lifting each other up. It's so beautiful. So I look forward to seeing you there. Don't wait until the last minute, because it just might pass you by. You just might forget all about it. We absolutely close registration on Sunday. So do not wait, and bring your sister friends. All right, ladies, it's been wonderful being with you here today. In 2022, whatever you want is possible. Sending you so much love. Mwah.